Hey everyone, welcome to the Gray Space. I'm back, Marisa Johnson. Happy New Year. I took a little break. I went to Europe for 30 days with my family, and then I got back to LA. And if you know anything about LA recently, we had some things going on. So times was times in, and I took a little break, not too long, just a little break, but I'm back and I'm excited. I have been fasting, I have been praying, I have been doing all the things, and this has been on my heart. I really wanted to kick off a challenge for myself. And that is with this whole YouTube content space that I'm really excited to get back in doing. You know, obviously I did it before with Mommy Needs a Break, but this time it's all about me. And so that requires a lot of discipline. That requires me to continue to show up for myself. And so I want to do a 30-day posting challenge on YouTube. I've seen other content creators talk about it. I see how they talk about how it really helps build that muscle of not wanting to be perfect all the time and just being consistent, and whatever comes of that, but I've only heard positive things. So I want to do it. I want this to be my day one of my 30-day content challenge. And if you've been following me for a while, then, you know, consistency is something that I feel like we've lacked on YouTube, just content in general. And it's been my biggest struggle. So it's not that I don't love sharing, it's just more so that life just gets in the way sometimes and it falls by the waistline. But this time I'm pushing past that. I'm committing to 30 days of showing up no matter what. You know, as I mentioned, I just got back from Europe, and the moment I landed, I just went straight into my yearly 40-day liquid fast. If you don't know about my fasting, I've had other episodes about it. I definitely will get back into it, but you know, one thing that fasting has taught me, I've been doing it for years, is discipline. It creates clarity. It creates this power to keep pushing through discomfort. You know, not every day is the same, but when you fast, there is a consistency in that. And that's what this challenge is about for me, pushing myself and getting past the uncomfortable and just embracing imperfection, because I know that when I stretch myself, I grow. Regardless of what that looks like in the moment, I still continue to grow. I've been feeling this pull to really show up for myself in ways I never have before. And part of that is really just embracing this idea of who I am right now. You know, who and what I am is enough. I don't have the perfect setup. I don't have the perfect lighting. And that's okay. You know, the point of this challenge is to not be perfect, but to be consistent. And that's something that I often struggle with, because it's always like, well, when I get this, like I wanted to get a picture and I wanted to get a specific plant. And honestly, I was scrolling. I didn't see a picture I wanted. I didn't see a new chair that I really liked. And so instead of like wasting money and wasting more so time, I'm like, let me just start. Like, I can update all this later. Like, let me just start and push past this idea of what perfect looks like to me. You know, I think what also has been on my heart is just accepting that who I am in this moment is really who I'm supposed to be, and being okay with that. The more I accept that, I feel like the more I thrive. So what could you expect from me for the next 30 days? And I'm going to say it's a mix of everything. It's me talking about my wellness, my fasting, my parenthood, you know, entrepreneurship. What am I doing with that? You know, the mindset shifts that I'm going through in my life right now. And some days I might just get on here and just reflect with you guys. Maybe I'm just venting. Maybe I'm talking about my career. You know, there's a lot of things that I am trying to get past in these upcoming months. And with that, I just feel like my raw and personal reflections it's helpful for me to get it out, and it might be helpful for you, you know. I have so many projects that I'm trying to flush out. Well, not so many, but I have a children's book that I've been working on for over a year that I'm in its final stages that I can't wait to share with you all. You know, my candle business, I have my candles, but I'm working on a website to be able to house that, to be able to properly send it out to everyone. And just my channel. This channel for me is accountability. It's a space where if I'm telling you it, then I want to make sure I am doing it and I'm providing, you know, the best service that I can and to continue to show up. I don't need any collaborations. I don't need any approvals. It's just me. And I think that's where I can commit to myself right now, is just being accountable for me. This is more than just content for me. It's about providing a space that I can just prove to myself that I can commit to something for 30 days. I can show up for myself, I can build something, and whatever that comes from that, like, I'm going to be happy when I see that I documented that journey, because it's going to be a finished product. And I don't know, I think there's something about when you finish what you started, it gives you the confidence to keep building on top of that. And that's really what I want to do in this moment. You know, showing up for myself, showing up for my health, you know, pushing past all the boundaries, fasting, and staying spiritually grounded in chaos. It's like what I feel like I need to tackle this thing called life, this thing called motherhood, this thing called being a wife, you know, being present with my kids. One thing fasting does do for me, or committing to something, is staying in the moment. Because if I think past that moment, if I think I'm on day one and I'm thinking about how am I going to do 30 days, I'm going to fail. So what that has taught me more so is like staying in that moment. So that's my day one. If you guys are interested, I really invite you to come along this journey with me. Like, I get stuck sometimes, and it is really inspiring, you know, to see you all in this journey with me. So if you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever struggled with consistency, if you've ever wanted to push past something, like, I would love to hear those stories. I would love to have motivation, you know, to keep going. And maybe this is your sign. Maybe this is your sign to just start. So that's my plan. So if for the next 30 days, I will be on here. I will be here. If you're down to ride with me, hit that subscribe button, you know, follow me, turn those notifications on, and don't miss an episode. Support me in that way in my journey of consistency and growth. Let me know what you're working on. I'm excited to do this together. I'm nervous, but I know this will be good. So, of course, this is the Grace Space. This is a space where we give each other grace, and I'm so happy that you're joining me for another episode, day one of 30 days of consistency, growth, and, of course, giving each other grace. I will see you in episode number 2.